Hi, I'm Liz with Toth Properties, powered by EXP Realty. I'm a residential real estate agent in Raleigh, North Carolina, and today is your January real estate market update. And we're going to focus on what happened in 2023 compared to 2022 in the local area. We'll look at national information as well, and then we're going to look at what do we project is going to happen in 2024. So we'll look at local data, national data as well. Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill area, we will probably outperform the national trends, but I'll get into that as we get into the information. So I'm going to share my screen and we'll get right into it. This is the entire Triangle region, and this is looking at year to date in this box here. So new listings, you can see we're off 8.5% versus last year. Sales were down 13.4%. I'm sure you've seen on the news, nationally, home sales were down as well. We'll look at that in a little bit. But the average sales price in the entire Triangle region was still up 2%. So despite the higher rates, we still had low inventory, we still had demand, and that kept the pressure on prices. So we did not see a big drop in the average sales price in the entire Triangle region. Average days on market went from about 17 days to almost a month. That's still a very fast days on market. So that's looking at year-to-date data for the entire Triangle. Let's look at what happened. This shows Raleigh, Cary, Durham, and the entire Triangle MLS. This is the average sales price. And you can see Raleigh, their average sales price was up 17.5%. Durham off 3% compared to last year. And then Cary up 3.4% compared to last year. I mentioned inventory was low. Yes, it is up in almost every area here except for Cary when compared to last year, but still very low. 2.3 months supply or less. A normal balanced market is a 6-month supply. Days on market we saw was around 27 days. When we break out Raleigh, Durham, and Cary, you can see Durham around 32 days, Cary a couple of weeks, almost 3 weeks, and Raleigh 25 days. Still a very fast turn. That's from the time a home comes on the market until it goes under contract. So it gives you some historical data as to what's happened in Raleigh, Cary, and Durham, and the entire Triangle MLS when we're looking at 2023 compared to 2022. And I'm going to share now my presentation here. So I have some information from the National Association of Realtors, and then I've mixed it with some information from Keeping Current Matter. So overall, when we look at annual existing home sales, they are forecasting 2023, did not have all the data when they put this presentation together, but we're likely will have seen on a national level an 18% decline in existing home sales. So that's really, the worst year since 2008 or since 1995. And however, home sales, new home sales, so this is new construction, were up 4.5%, and that's year to date through October. So they were on track to have their third or fourth best year since 2008, which is great news. And that's one of the reasons I've been tracking new construction. So if you watched my other real estate update videos, I track, what's on the market and what percent of that is new construction, what's under contract, what percent is new construction. And towards the end of last year, about half of the inventory that was under contract was new construction. So we have more and more new construction opportunities for buyers out there today. So if you are a buyer in the market, reach out to me to become familiar with what's available in new construction. That's my full-time job, is keeping up with what are the latest and greatest communities that are coming online in the area. Single family housing starts. So we're trying to get back to a normal production after, a decade of underproduction. So this is the green line is the average production since 1981 of homes in the United States. You can see it dropped way off when the economy crashed in 2008, and we haven't gotten back to normal, but we're almost there. You can see in the last few years we've almost gotten back to that normal level. So that's going to help a lot with inventory. So we haven't had the resale homes available for sale. Builders are producing a lot, since the supply chain issues have eased. We're seeing more and more new construction options, as I've mentioned. So that's a great thing, and that's going to continue to be a great thing in 2024. So this is National Association of Home Builders. They said, the market currently requires a high level of new construction inventory due to the persistent lack of resale inventory, which I just mentioned. Newly built homes available for sale accounted for 31% of total homes available for sale in November compared to 12% historically. We're seeing a similar trend here in the Triangle, more new construction homes, that percentage of new construction homes available for sale higher than the average. Consumer price inflation was at 3.2% in October. The unofficial consumer price inflation was less than 2%. National Association of Realtors says, hey, it is time to cut the rates. Speaking of rates, looking at the 30-year mortgage and Fed funds rate, they've likely peaked in 2023. And we saw over 8% last year, which was really high. So they've likely peaked and are on their way down. And the forecast is the National Association of Realtors says the 30-year fixed rate is likely to average 6.3% in 2024. Right now, and I always look at Mortgage News Daily, right now they're around 6.69% for the 30-year fixed, 5.95 for the 15-year fixed rate. We'll go back to the PowerPoint here. And as rates come down, so I always mention this, as rates come down, more and more buyers will enter the market. It will get more and more competitive. So the top 3 reasons why buyers paused their decision, 72% said it was because of mortgage rates. So as rates come down, I guarantee you there will be a flood of buyers that come into the marketplace. And I'm already seeing it here in the Triangle. There are a few homes recently that I had clients interested in, and those homes got 4, 5, 6 offers. So we're already seeing that buzz really start here in the Triangle, more buyers in the marketplace, more competition. So if you are sitting on the sideline, the sooner you can get into the market, the better, because I anticipate it will be a very busy and very, very hot spring market in the Triangle, and probably nationally as well if rates come down. This is just a trend. We're heading into a downward trend with mortgage rates. This is from Keeping Current Matters, and this is according to Freddie Mac. This data is as of December 28th, so it's a little bit older. But one of the things that I think was important to mention is, and this is a senior economist for the Center of Economic Research said, hey, rates are going to come down, but do not expect them to get to pre-pandemic or to pandemic lows, the 2 and 3%. We likely won't ever see those again, but we may see them under 6% at some point. And that's still a great rate. I first bought my house, my rate was, I had an FHA loan and my interest rate was 6%. So that is still a great rate. And again, more and more buyers will come into the market as that mortgage rate comes down. Shifting back to some National Association of Realtors information. So total home sales, the home sales in 2023 likely bottomed out in 2023, and we're going to see it go back up in 2024. So we're likely to see an increase in home sales in 2024. I think if rates do continue to come down, we will see that trend here in the Triangle as well, because as rates come down, more sellers will be likely to put their home on the market. Because right now we have a huge percentage of folks that are in their homes and they have a rate of 4% or less. A lot of people aren't going to move for a 7 and a 7.5% interest rate. But as that rate comes down, more sellers will be motivated to put their home on the market and make a move. And there's a lot of sellers out there that need to make a move, that might have had a life change. So we could see an increase in inventory in this year and more opportunities, more resale opportunities. So that would be great news for us in this area. And as this kind of goes along with the lower rates, we're going to see more buyers in the market, more potential for sellers. I do think we have pent up seller demand, without a doubt, in the area. And speaking of pent up demand markets, as far as metros in the East, Durham and Chapel Hill is one of the top pent up demand markets. So this is going to be the hot real estate market to watch list, and so Durham Chapel Hill area is on the list for metros in the East. What's going to happen with home prices? Well, there are several experts out there that always like to weigh in as to what's going to happen in 2024 with home prices. So we're already projecting that mortgage rates are going to come down. We just don't know to what level. We're projecting that home sales are going to increase when compared to prior year, and then home price forecast for 2024, the majority, and these are a bunch of experts across the board here, and they'll probably adjust their forecasts as we get into the year, depending on what happens. But the majority of the experts are saying that, hey, home price appreciation is going to improve in 2024. So we're likely to see home prices appreciate in 2024 instead of going down. Now, Zillow and Realtor.com are projecting a decline but everybody else is projecting an increase. So if you average all 8 of them, maybe about a 1.5% increase in home prices in 2024. I think it will be better than that, especially in the Raleigh area. And the reason I say that, they are anticipating the economy to soften and, potentially a recession and things like that. However, economists in our area have projected that the triangle is somewhat insulated from a slowing national economy. And these are some economists that got together and talked a little bit about what is going on with the triangle and how we're in a little bit of a better situation than other parts of the country. We've been, this president of the Federal Reserve Bank of Richmond says, Raleigh has been one of the bright spots. And the strong labor force is really giving the triangle the edge over the rest of the country. It's people moving to Raleigh, North Carolina in droves. And that workforce is supporting the economic growth in the state. So I do anticipate that, if we do see rates come down, we will see more inventory come available. Our home sales will increase. Home prices will increase. What could derail all of that will probably inflation. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But that is what a lot of the experts out there are projecting to happen in 2024. If you're thinking about buying or selling in 2024, even if you're in the early stages of considering making a move, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have about the area. If you're looking for information specific to your neighborhood and your local in the triangle, don't hesitate to reach out. If you want more information on the Raleigh-Durham area, feel free to check out my YouTube channel, Welcome to Raleigh. You can subscribe, hit the bell, and get notified anytime a new video is uploaded. And I have a lot of great information on there, things to do, community tours, city tours, more information on the real estate market, and buyer and seller tips. I look forward to talking to you again soon. I hope you have a great day.